I'm Hibiscus Moon, and today I want to talk to you about how to work with crystals to reprogram your subconscious mind with a morning routine. So if you're ready for a new rockin' morning routine, do you feel about ready for something like that? Give me a sunrise emoji in the comments. I want to see a whole bunch of little suns there. Also, click on the link in the description box. That's going to take you to my companion blog post where I've got lots of related links and resources for you and all that stuff. Rather than leaving it to chance, all to chance, or to the stars, or to astrology, I like to reprogram my subconscious mind so I can orchestrate my life the way I want it to go, no matter what the stars might have in store for me, or Mercury Retrograde, or whatever else is going on around me. Maybe that's a control issue, I don't know. But I'm sharing this information with you to empower you to do the same for yourself. And then, of course, take and adapt wherever you like. Just take what feels like it resonates with you and leave the rest behind. You get to enter into this really beautiful, coherent field, this state of consciousness where just about anything is possible. And when you learn to do that, it really tends to change everything in your life for the better. You get into that groove where everything just seems to be going right. Have you been there before? I'm sure you have. And you know how that feels. You feel great, right? It tends to create this ripple effect when you're in that place, when you're in that zone. It tends to just start influencing everything else in your life because of its natural higher amplitude. And if you're a student of mine, you know what I'm talking about there. In physics, we call that a phase transition. So a small, teeny, tiny percentage, as low as 1% of the molecules in a substance or energy of a higher amplitude will influence all the other energy or the molecules around it to get into phase or into coherence with it. Okay. Also, the principle of entrainment helps to explain this whole phenomenon of the phase transition. You get into this state of extreme coherence, of orderliness, of syncing up. We call that syntropy, for getting things into alignment. Now, a smart thing to do would to definitely be consulting the stars so that you can ride the energy and use that to your advantage to kind of layer up the frequencies here and amplify them. I like to layer up all the like similar vibrational frequencies to give me a boost. Okay, so my students, my certified crystal healer students know how much I like layering up frequencies. You want to ride the energy rather than letting the energy ride you, as my friend, the Moon Mother, likes to teach. You can look her up on YouTube. Beyond that, by taking certain steps to reprogram my subconscious mind, so I'm not unconsciously throwing things off course, and getting into alignment with the vibrational frequencies that I want to fine-tune, dial into, I create this precise energetic environment that ends up benefiting me and harmonizes both my physical body and my subtle energetic systems, my auric field, to a specific frequency. I'm actually setting the stage for effectively bringing my manifestations into reality. So you have to be mindful of the thoughts and the things that you say because you're putting things out there into the field, into the morphogenic field. You do have the power to create a reality that lights you up, that excites you on every level through intentional programming or reprogramming of your unconscious thoughts, of your energy. That's important. And coming up with carefully designed intentions, you can make every one of your dreams come true. And crystals can really help you on that journey. They are tools that make the work easier. So I'm going to give you several techniques here to achieve that with crystals. You don't need to do all of them. If a certain step here feels in alignment, pull it into your practice. See how it feels. If it feels good, if you're seeing good results, then add it to your daily routine. And you'll start to find you're getting into a groove with it. If you're doing them consistently, you're going to see what you vibe with. You'll amplify it and radiate that energy out. Okay, you'll notice the effects starting to impact and starting to activate all sorts of areas in your life if you're doing it consistently. So first things first, when I get up, I'm setting an intention for my day. But first I'm getting quiet and getting in touch with peace and calmness, right? And in order to achieve this, I follow a very specific morning routine with slight tweaks here and there. I've evolved it over, it's been 15 years now that I've been doing this. So here's a quick summary and my most up-to-date parts of my morning routine that involve crystals to reprogram my subconscious mind. Okay, so I'm in bed, right? I wake up, I look over at my nightstand, and I have water there waiting for me. That is gem elixir water. Why? Well, I'm looking to align my frequency with water that is created with crystals. Now, the crystals need to make sure they're not toxic crystals. I'll give you a link so that you can find out how to create a gem elixir water. Oftentimes they just plop a rose quartz or an amethyst in a glass of water. I also happen to have gem elixir water on tap at my house, but that's a different story entirely. So step one in aligning my frequency, this reprograms my entire energy field by drinking some amethyst water or rose quartz water. Okay. You do want to check on toxicity and Mohs hardness, but that's a different topic entirely, and I'll put a link in my resources for you in the companion blog post. All right, then I will pick up one of two crystals I usually have on my bedside table. Right now I have lepidolite and rose quartz, and I'll pick up one of those, and then I sit up cross-legged on my bed with a straight spine, eyes closed, and I hold a crystal in my left hand because that's my receiving hand. Now Topaz, my cat, usually climbs into my lap. She's so good. She doesn't like try to wake me up and like be a pest or anything. She waits for me to wake up, and she knows this is our routine. So she climbs up into my lap at this point and she starts purring. And just to go off on a little tangent for just a second, do you know how amazing a cat purr is? They're radiating vibrations between 25 and 150 hertz. Those are very specific vibrational frequencies, and they've been shown to reduce stress, to bring about a calm energy, to boost your immune system. They stimulate healing, serotonin, dopamine, all these feel-good chemicals in your body. They stimulate bone density and cellular repair. So thank you, Topaz, wherever you're napping at right now. All right, so then I hold one of those crystals, sometimes both, in my palms, but you know, I usually just do one, and I let it hold there comfortably. I'm not gripping it tightly like we talked about in a different video recently. We don't need to activate any piezoelectric effect right now. So with the crystal in hand, I'll then launch into several different energetic hygiene exercises that I like to do and that I've kind of evolved over the years. So with the help of these crystals, I'm reorganizing my energy. All right, now this next step, I've heard several different metaphysical teachers teach this specific technique. I don't know as of yet who originated it. There's some slight differences from teacher to teacher. Here's how I do it. So I take a deep breath, holding that crystal, eyes closed, still with the spine straight, usually cross-legged in bed. Deep inhale, and I say to myself, I call back all my energy to me while I actually visualize all these little lost bits of scattered energy, little bits floating back to me and just plunking back into place where they belong, wherever that might be, like a magnet attracting iron filings to it. Then I exhale and expel all the air out of my lungs. I try to squeeze all the air out, and I say to myself, and I release any energy that is not my own, because whatever I picked up during my nighttime travels as I was dreaming, you know, any kind of remote, whatever I might have been doing, I want to make sure I'm pulling back all my own energy, releasing anything that's not my own, and I visualize anything that I've picked up in my energy field being released. Then I visualize a golden ray of cosmic light beaming into my crown chakra. This golden ray is from source energy. And I say, thank you for your guidance, protection, and beaming optimal health into me. And finally, and I actually visualize it going down into my body, into my light column. And then I say, I am now whole. And I visualize my body's aura cleansed and glowing. Okay, now there's some more steps to that. I go in deeper with my students in my Certified Crystal Healing course, but that's like the summary of it. Now there's more. If you like this stuff, You might want to subscribe to my newsletter, hibiscusmoongift.com. That's the link. You do get a gift when you subscribe to my newsletter, and I talk about this kind of stuff and so much more, and I give out gifts and all kinds of things. So still sitting in my bed, Topaz is usually still in my lap. Now it's time for my energetic shower. So before I take an actual physical shower, I take an energetic shower. So I visualize and sense the crystal that's still in my hand connecting with this glowing aura, my auric field, my electromagnetic field that I just, enacted with the golden ray and all of that, and beaming its energy into me. This energy is like a sparkling, glowing rainbow rays of light, rainbow twinkles all around it. You can visualize it like this big bubble around you. And you can visualize it any way you like, but that's what I see. And it's flowing through my body, up and out, all the way around, three-dimensionally, releasing out the top of my head at my crown chakra, and then gently flowing back down around me like a fountain of radiant rainbow light, then flowing back up under and through my root chakra in a continuous loop. And I actually picture it around me, this flowing egg shape of light or bubble of light going out and around in a continuous loop. And I start to actually feel it, and kind of like this little buzzing energy. And it's actually there. And I'm just making a conscious connection to it. It's actually always there for all of us, but you're making that conscious connection to it. And I do that for about 30 seconds. That's my energetic shower. Okay? You can go longer if you really feel like you need it, because sometimes you just do. And so there are a few more steps and nuances that I go into more detail to this routine. I go into detail in my Certified Crystal Healer course, but this gives you the basic idea and the outline. Okay, so now that morning little energetic thing is done. I'm 100% like still in bed. I haven't gotten out of bed yet. But the next thing I have to do is go feed Topaz. You might not need to do that because she won't have it any other way. She's really good about waiting, but then once I'm up, she's like, meow, 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 meow. So I go feed her. Now I begin my day by going into my sacred space, and I go sit down. You don't have to have an actual like full sacred space, but just some place where you can go get quiet and do a crystal meditation. It's the first thing I do in the morning. So I go ring the tingsas. I turn on my crystal healing session station on Pandora. I will give you a link to that in my companion blog post. Then I read over my daily journal, and I will give you a link to this as well. This is the one that I'm using right now, and in it I have like little notes. I'll give you a link to this too. Right now I just have like daily reminders for alignment and support from Sandra Walter. So I read over my daily journal. I see whatever the energies are for that day. You know, maybe there's a certain lunar phase or something else going on. It's usually in that book. And I jot down what my intention is for my morning crystal meditation. And I keep in mind how I'd like to reprogram my subconscious mind, what kind of energies are available for that day. And then I just figure out like, what do I want to do during this meditation? What do I want to achieve? From there, I may choose to work with a different crystal that I've been working on. I usually work with one crystal daily for at least a week or so, but I might choose to work with a different one once I've figured out what the intentions are. And then I write it in the journal, whatever that crystal is that I've chosen to work on based on that, based on that intention. And I make a note of that in the journal. Then I launch into about a 15-minute crystal meditation. And like I said, I always find that if I make it a point to do first thing in the morning, it gets done. I used to try to fit it in different parts of my day, and more often than not, it wouldn't happen. So I make it a point to meditate every morning. And when I do, and I do it every day now, my day goes so much better. If I happen to skip that meditation for the day seems to get completely off kilter. And the busier your day, the better your day will go. You might think, oh, I'm too busy. I have no time to meditate for 10 or 15 minutes. I'm telling you, you can carve out 10 or 15 minutes, okay? We all can. Get up a little bit earlier if you have to. The busier your day, the better your day will go. All right, so I go to my sacred space where I can't be disturbed for that period of time, even if it means you have to go into the shower or closet, and then hold the crystal. And I just hold it so I can have it support me in receiving what's needed or to entrain my energy field to fit my intention if I have a specific goal. Okay, I'm going to link to how to do a crystal meditation because I do have a video about that. All right, so I also have an evening crystal routine for reprogramming the subconscious mind. So if you want me to detail that part, my evening routine too, let me know in the comments, and then I'll go ahead and do that video as well. These reprogramming technologies have actually become part of my daily ritual. I make sure to do it every day to get in touch with my higher self, my subconscious mind, connect that to source energy, and get into coherence with the multiverse, right? Okay, so remember to click on the link in the description box. That's going to take you to my companion blog post that's going to hook you up with all those little things I talked about in this video. And while you're there, you can sign up for my newsletter. And if you feel this information is of value to you, you enjoyed it, then go ahead and like, comment, and share this video out. That would be so appreciated. And also subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, and click the bell so you get notified whenever I come out with a new video. And with that, as always, crystal blessings and namaste.